Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review here. Disappointing game, not going to lie. It was pretty disappointing. I mean, for the most part, it was good, right? Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of good things that went on in this game, but it's just one of those games that you're going to lose sometimes in the year. Not much I can say more about that. We'll get through it. The Twins are now 8-5, which really kind of stinks. We're still at the top of the AL Central, regardless of what happens tonight, though, because Cleveland is 2 games back with the win tonight over Seattle, which I would assume they are, 5-1, top of the 8th. But we'll still be 1 game up in the AL Central. We are 8-5. We lost 5-3 tonight over the Blue Jays. Like I said, a pretty disappointing game, but when the opposing team or when any team scores 5 runs, especially gets way more hits than you just got to chalk that one up as a loss. And unfortunately, the third time around the lineup got to Perez, and of course, we'll talk about that, but it really wasn't a bad game. It was, very pitcher-friendly, but it just didn't go in the Twins' favor, and sometimes it happens, right? It's a long season, but let's just go through the box score. So, the Toronto Blue Jays come to town, and they scored 5 runs, 4 runs in 1 inning, 5 runs on 11 hits. They did make an error, but what can you do? Twins were pretty productive, but didn't get a lot of hits. And, it went to the bullpen game as well. But 3 runs on 5 hits. Perez did pretty well. Let's start with him. Perez did okay. I honestly think we left him in too long. Not going to lie. I think we left him in too long. But if we were going to bring in Mejia anyways, and that's what we got out of him, he did fine. So let's go through the box score here. Perez went 6 innings. Like I said, I probably would have liked him to see 5 just because of where he has pitched before this game. This was his first start on the season, right? He was in a bullpen game for 3 times, or three games, as kind of our long reliever, right? He gave up 7 hits, and that really played a factor early on, especially. Gave up a bunch of hits early. We were lucky enough to only let in 1 run for the most part. He gave up 1 run, walked 2 guys, struck out 5, but he was in a lot of 2-2 counts, 3-2 counts. He got out of it, mostly because of his defense, but I don't know how Perez, if this was just, nerves for his first start, or if this is how we're going to see him every time. I don't mind him just going 5 innings. I don't need him to go 6 or 7 innings, but to get 6 innings out of him was good. I just think he was getting hit around a lot by not a great team. I would hate to see him go up against the Astros here in a couple weeks and absolutely get blown out of the water. So we give and we take, right? Like I said, it's a game that happens, and he did well, right? He only gave up 1 run, but there was a lot of defense behind him. So let's go through the other box score, the batters. Garver led things off tonight. How about that one? Garver led things off. Kepler got the day off. And another thing about that is this lineup was all over the place. This is the first time we've seen a different lineup that the Twins have put out there. You had Cave in right field, Garver leading off. You had Astudillo at third base. Those are 3 guys. Not saying they don't deserve it, right? Garver should be playing every day. Astudillo could be playing every day. Cave, he did well tonight, but I don't know why we did this lineup the first game of the series. Usually they do the last game of the series, and especially in a 4-game series, maybe the 3rd or 4th game. Did we burn out everybody for the Detroit series, or from the Detroit series? I get that it's a long series now. We have 12 games in 12 days. We're on day 3 right now, but did we burn them out that quickly, or what are we doing here? Are we just giving them a rest just because, or was the matchups just really not in the favor of Kepler? 10-game hitting streak, and you're not going to put him out there against a righty? I don't know. So let me know what you guys think about this lineup. I don't think it's not a bad lineup, right? The Twins have good players pretty much at every position, but it is just at the point where, why are we doing this against a brand new team? Let them see our good guys and then substitute some guys in there later, get some wins, and then figure out what's going on. Don't struggle out of the gate and then try to build off of that. Hit them hard. It's a little frustrating, but, hey, guys need days off, and if they're going to beat us, they're going to have to beat us on one of these days. So, Garver 0 for 4 in the leadoff spot. I mean, I kind of almost figured that just because it's a new spot, right? He's not in that position. He's in a position down deep in the order where guys are getting on base, and then he can do some damage with it. Or he's maybe not the leadoff hitter, right? I mean, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of different things, a different mindset you have to be in to be in a leadoff hitter spot. He was a leadoff hitter in college, but we know that's different. So just to put him in the leadoff spot, right? You got to take pitches. You have to, try to draw a walk. You got to be fast. I mean, there's just other things that go into it. I don't think he's a great leadoff hitter, but I would like to see him there maybe one more time. Give everything 2 tries and see if it works. I mean, he went over 4 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Maybe he just had the guy's number, but what can you do? Polanco had a fantastic night. I think this is the guy we need to have at the leadoff spot. 3 for 3 with 1 run and 1 walk. He got on base all 4 times. He is an average of 420. I mean, this guy is lighting it up. Garver, even with the 0 for 4, he's still batting 423. A great night for him. Cruz had a tough night, which really that's what really did things tonight was Cruz, because Polanco got on base every time, right? Polanco was on base every time. It would have been great to maybe have Garver on there, and Cruz could have done different things for the different situation he was in. But Polanco got on every time, and Cruz grounded into a double play, struck out once. He did strike out once. He hit a line drive right at the left fielder. I mean, but for him to go 0 for 4 with a guy getting on in front of you, that's frustrating, especially when you ground into a double play. You kill the inning right there. That's what really was the factor in this game. I think it wasn't. I mean, it was Perez giving up a lot of hits, Mejia really struggling, but for Cruz to not get home any runs, that's you got to score runs to win, and it didn't happen tonight. Rosario went 0 for 3 with a run and a walk. Cron hit a big home run. That was an absolute monster shot. I thought he was going to flip the bat right out of the hand and then kind of brought it back towards the dugout, but what a shot by him. I mean, he knew it, and that was probably the best hit I've seen the Twins have this year. Obviously, it was a home run, a 3-run home run, went 1 for 4, but that was an impressive shot. I was very happy at the sight of that one. Man, Astudillo, though, having a tough time. He's 0 for 4. I talked about this a little bit ago when I said that he started out the season really hot in Philly, right? But then he struggled against who was next? The Mets. I think he played in both games there. Struggled. I don't know if maybe he got 1 hit. He struggled. I said, hey, take him out of the Detroit series. Give him some time to refocus. Look at some stuff in the video room and go back out there. But tonight, just another tough night. So I got the hiccups here. A tough night for him at the plate. And I mean, again, that's just the thing, right? When you have guys in certain spots in the lineup that don't produce runs, then the guys who follow can't do anything about it. Cave had a good night again. 1 for 2 with 2 walks, got on base, 3 times there, and Scope struggled. 0 for 4. Buxton, 0 for 4. Garver, 0 for 4. So, I mean, the 3 guys following him all had zeros on the board. Polanco, a 0 and a 0 behind him. It's just where they hit in the lineup, right? Sometimes you have those kind of nights. But the one thing I do want to talk about here before the video ends is Buxton's defense, right? I mean, we've talked about this, or maybe I've talked about it with other people off the video, but it's like, Buxton is a defensive guy, right? That's why we have him, and he made a great play again at the wall. I don't know if he really needed to slam into the wall tonight, but made the catch, slammed into the wall, he's had some fantastic plays out there. He also was a part of a out at third to cut the runner down on a triple. That was great. I mean, he is a defensive liability, right? We want to use his bat, right? I mean, but he's not a hitter, or at least he hasn't been. It would be great to see him be a hitter, and he has proved, something this season. He's done well, but he is a defensive guy, and credit him for what it's worth. That's why he is batting 9th, right? Get that speed and then get those plays in the outfield. And he did that tonight. I mean, the damage was limited. It was it was a fight, right? It was a fight. Mejia, I don't think I went through Mejia's stat score. He pitched 2 innings on 4 hits, 4 earned runs, a big home run. What was it? Hernandez? Yep, there it is. Hernandez hit the home run. So, I mean, what can you do? A bad night for Mejia. He's had one of those as well against whoever, Philly or New York. He's also had a couple of good outings. I mean, that's just kind of what the pitching is. But, hey, if there's nothing else to take away from this game, it's going to happen sometimes, right? You're going to lose baseball games in a 162-game schedule that you probably should win. But we didn't have our greatest lineup out there. I mean, Kepler, Gonzalez are both sitting. Garver in the leadoff spot. You didn't have the normal lineup out there. Also, you're looking at Perez making his first start, and we didn't use the rest of the bullpen, right? So, if anything, we throw him the win. Hey, so what? Give them the win. It's early in the season. They're 6-11. I don't think we should have too many problems the rest of the games. But throw this loss out the window. Get your starters back in there tomorrow. Get your bullpen rested now. Your rested bullpen. Get them ready for tomorrow's game, and then roll from there. Starting lineup will be fine. Pitching will be great again. I think Odorizzi, Gibson, one of the two, is on the mound. So we should have a great chance there. But throw this game out the window, let it go, and tomorrow we'll come back, and hopefully everything will be situated and back in order like we had against Detroit and in previous series. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tomorrow, though, for another one, of course. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Peace.